The ISC English language paper is on the 14th of February. That's your first exam for ISC Class 12 students. And the one that usually leads to butterflies in your stomach because most science students tend to focus on the PCM and the PCB subjects through the year. Commerce students tend to focus on the accountancy and the economics and the commerce subjects, and the humanities students also tend to focus on history, sociology, psychology, political science, whatever be your range of subjects. As a result of which, English tends to get neglected, and it's only at the last minute that everyone looks at the English textbooks ki syllabus mein kya hai. So is video mein we will try to do a KYC, know your curriculum. Okay, so no problem. Here are 5 things that you need to bear in mind in order to secure a decent, in fact a good score in the English language paper of ISC. Okay, uh, I would say do not neglect it, do not ignore it, for the simple reason that English is a compulsory subject that you necessarily need to count when you are submitting your final score to whichever college you are applying to, or even for the CUET. Now, the paper has 4 parts, as you are familiar with. I'll start with the grammar part first, which is the third question in the question paper. The first thing is the phrasal verbs, about which I'm getting whole lot of comments. Let me say this very clearly in this particular video. There is no alternative to practicing the phrasal verbs. जब तक आप practice नहीं करेंगे, you will end up making mistakes as far as the phrasal verb questions are concerned. There is an entire series that I have done in 6 videos from A to Z of the phrasal verbs. Okay. A से जितने भी phrasal verbs हैं, like agree, apply, etc. B से जो है, C से जो है, उन सभी के बारे में लिखा है, sentence लिखे हैं examples के साथ. There are 6 videos on this particular channel. On the search bar inside the channel, just search phrasal verbs, you will get it. In addition, I have done some more videos which are about, there are words like run, uh, which have many more usage. Run to, run in, run into, run for, run from, run in. So there are many more. So I have done those kind of phrasal verb videos also, which specifically focus on one particular word, which tend to come more frequently in your boards, in your pre-boards, in your half-yearly exams, etc. So that's what you need to do, and then practice. As far as tenses is concerned, I said this in another video also. Please look at our sister channel, CBSC with Sudhir. I've done the basics of tenses video on that channel, just a 15, 20 or 25-minute long video. Please go and have a look at it. You will understand the basics. Uske baad, you look at the different thing. I will do a video, a test of on tenses for 100 marks. That is 10 questions, 10 fill in the blanks. So let's say 100 marks ka. We will do a test video which will come in a few days, definitely before your exam. So that is something which you can test yourself with or here on this YouTube video. As far as transformation, the do as directed is concerned, I've done 4 elaborate videos in the last 1 week, which contains every possible rule that you need to know and remember as far as do as directed questions are concerned. This applies as much to class 9 and 10 as it does to class 11 and 12 students. I find it a little surprising when class 12 students write, ये हमारे लिए भी है क्या? आपके लिए भी है. You also get questions related to no sooner than, as soon as, what do you call it? Using not only but also, active to passive voice, reported to direct to reported speech. You get all those questions. Use removing to and adding so, adding a question tag. All these things, rules have been explained in those 4 videos. Please look at it. The best set of videos you can get. Okay, all this free of cost here on YouTube. Apart from that, I would strongly advise you to get the 20 papers which are there on the Study with Sudhir app. Okay. Why do I say so? See, because I don't see much point in doing PYQs, because I don't see previous year questions being repeated in any grammar question. At least, I mean, I would give that much credit to the person who is setting the paper, that they would be able to come up with an original set of questions. When I can set so many papers, original set of papers, I never repeat the set of questions. Why wouldn't an examiner be able to do that for 8 or 10 questions? So please take a look at those 20 papers. 20 into 15, that means 300 marks worth of papers you get. Please solve them. You will get the best possible practice. Each one of them you can solve it on the PC, will not take more than 15 minutes. Solve it. It gives you great practice, and then analyze what mistakes you have made. There is an elaborate answer key given there as well, with explanation wherever necessary. Now, then let's come to the fourth question, the last question, which is the comprehension and summary writing, जिसको लेकर भी काफी हवा मचता है. I will do a detailed video on this because this merits a detailed video. Right now, I will say, one, of course, focus on reading every paragraph of the passage very carefully. गन्ने का जूस पी रहा हूं. One tip that I want to give you, that is also given to MBA aspirants, and since I have been involved in helping a couple of MBA candidates in CAT and ZAT, is that reading comprehension is to understand the broad point that is being made in that particular passage. Okay, so her paragraph ke baad side mein you need to understand, what is the broad point that is being made in that particular passage. As far as word meanings and idioms are concerned, try to learn some of them. I'll give you a list. Now, I've made a list. It's quite possible that none of them will come in the passage, but it will train your mind to think, okay, this is an idiom, and it may not be the literal meaning of that particular sentence. कि उसमें जो लिखा है, it may not exactly mean what those words in that idiom actually mean. The idiom may they take a totally different meaning. Okay, so that is something which we will do in a separate video. You need to train your mind to look for the hidden meaning. There are some fun videos which we have done as shorts on this channel. You can take a look at them because those are also related to idioms and phrases. As far as questions and the summary, the 100-word summary is concerned, focus on writing the answer. That has to be the first step. Uske baad try to fit it in 100 words as far as summary is concerned. So make a rough grid, then make a fair grid. In fact, I would say you could even do a 3-step process because time bahut hoga aapke paas. So write your answer, then try to fit it in the rough grid. Maybe you may end up at 104 words or 96 words. Then try to adjust it in such a way that you arrive at 100 words exactly. Okay. Then we come to proposal and directed writing. I did comprehensive videos on both these things last year. Those videos stand. Please take a look at those videos, except that now this year in 2025, you do not have film review, you do not have personal profile. Okay, they have been excluded. Rest, all of them, you can follow the same videos. Okay, in a book review, you need to give the same, the basic details about the publisher, the number of pages, the price, the author of the book. These are the basic details that need to be given in a book review. Of course, film review to nahi hai. Now let's come to essays. Now, those of you who are lucky to have this book, well, please read it and try to write at least the next few days before the examination. If you have a bookshop near you, because Amazon may be book karoge, they may take 4 days, and that may be too close to your examination date. But if you have a bookshop near you, try to pick up, because this is going to be an extremely useful resource that will benefit you in the examination, because it will tell you your style of presentation kaisa hona chahiye. What should be your style of presentation? Or if you are in Delhi, there is a World Book Fair going on till the 9th. You can pick up a copy from there. Okay, so that is something which you can definitely do, because essays is all about presentation. How well you are able to kind of impress the examiner with your style of writing. That's very important. And if you are able to do very well in the essay, that gives a good impression overall to the examiner. Okay. What should be the order of attempting the English language paper? And this is my opinion, it's not at all compulsory that you should follow it, because every time I find different opinions. It's entirely up to you. This is what I think, and I say it on the basis of common sense and logic. Because in the 15 minutes, you should always spend those 15 minutes, may say at least 10 minutes, reading the comprehension passage. What is the fun in wasting time during the 3 hours on reading the comprehension passage? I would much rather use the 15 minutes of reading time to read the comprehension passage. And because it will be fresh in your mind, I always suggest that start with the comprehension and get done with it. Then you finish the grammar, because that will not, because many students tend to do the grammar part first. Grammar को पढ़ने में time नहीं लगेगा. That you can do during the 3 hours. But comprehension ka, if you are going to take 10 to 12 minutes, you are eating into a major chunk of the writing time. So it would be much more preferable to do it in the 15 minutes of reading time that is given to you before you can start writing the paper. Grammar, then you go to proposal and directed writing, and finally the essay. Essay ke liye keep a good chunk of time at the end so that you can do it in a relaxed frame of mind, because many times what happens is students tend to get carried away in writing the essay, and that means the time for the rest of the paper becomes a little shrunk. Don't make that mistake. So as far as time management is concerned, my advice to you is that comprehension you could take up to 50 minutes, 50. Grammar, it's a luxury if you take even 25 minutes. You should ideally be able to finish it off between 15 and 20 minutes max. 25 minutes I am allotting to you. Directed writing, 30 minutes. Proposal writing, 20 minutes. Essay, 45 minutes, and that will leave you with, I think, about 15 minutes for revision time. It's like a buffer. By chance, essay में 5 minute और लग गए, even then you will be fine. You will still have about 10 minutes of revision time. So that is what I would advise you to do as far as the ISC English language paper is concerned. There are more videos coming up. A video which has a test on phrasal verbs. There is going to be a 50 marks test. There is going to be a 100 marks test on tenses. There is going to be a 50 marks test on do as directed. There is going to be a separate video on comprehension also. Okay, so that's all going to come up in the next few days here on this channel, and of course that will be followed by English literature. Okay, tata, bye bye. Thank you very much. I hope this video was of help, gave you clarity on what your approach exactly should be as far as your first paper is concerned. Thank you very much. Tata, bye bye.